Now, Krejcir has offered to spill the beans to the NPA on his corrupt dealings. In a letter sent by his lawyer, Krejcir says he is prepared to expose corrupt police and magistrates. He would plead guilty to all charges in exchange for a concurrent 10-year jail sentence for each offence. Krejcir is further seeking voluntary extradition to his home country of Czech Republic. The Czech fugitive is currently on trial for the murder of Lebanese national Sam Issa. Earlier, he was convicted on charges of attempted murder and kidnapping in another case. He is wanted for tax fraud and conspiracy to murder in the Czech Republic. Forensic investigator Paul O'Sullivan joins us on the phone line. Thank you very much, Paul, for joining us. Now, taking a look at this case of Krejcir, how likely is it he's going to get extradited?
Well, I think there's a lot of ground to be covered before that can happen. We're playing a game of table tennis here, and the ball is going backwards and forwards. Quite clearly, it's in his interest to come clean. In particular, not just at pleading guilty to the crimes he's committed, but in holding his hand up and giving evidence against the people that were on his payroll. And we're talking about very senior police officers. And whilst on paper it's probably a good thing for him to stay in jail for a long time because of the offences he's committed in South Africa, the greater good dictates that the people that he wants to expose are exposed so that we can clean up the criminal justice system.
And now, with him saying that he's going to or will be able to expose the people that were in working with him on that, how will that affect his case moving forward?
Well, the Criminal Procedures Act makes it crystal clear that arrangements can be made for what is known as plea bargains in terms of Section 105. Now, the cost of keeping this man in prison in South Africa and the cost of all the trials he still has to go through, which at this point I think there's another 6 trials that he has to go through, the cost of that is going to be horrendous to the state. And what one has to do is look at what's in the interest of justice. And in my opinion, I tend to agree with his plan. And his plan is to plead guilty to all the trials, thereby saving, all the charges, thereby saving a lot of money on prosecutions. On paper, he's also agreed to give evidence against the people that committed those crimes with him. In other words, he'll become a state witness. And lastly, to give evidence against the corrupt police officials on his payroll. And I think that interests of justice would then be served. And then he can go back to the Czech Republic, and he's no longer a South African problem, he's a Czech problem.
Well, thank you very much for joining us there. That was Paul O'Sullivan on the line, giving us a bit more on the